Welcome back, everybody. Happy to be here with you all on this Friday evening. Yes, ATF is back at it again. ATF is coming after your pistol brace yet again because they decided that's exactly what needs to happen for some odd reason. So here we are going to talk a little bit about that tonight. And obviously going to be hearing from all of you in the chat, catching up with you all some. And again, just kicking this weekend off with all of you, streaming across all the platforms. We're on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram. Twitter's having some issues, so we're not streaming over there, but maybe one day soon we can get Twitter going back again. Rumble. And I am happy you all are here. So appreciate you guys greatly. And if you're on YouTube, Rumble, the super chats are greatly appreciated. They really help, with everything that we've got going on, like our very next shoot, which we're really excited about. Going to be talking about in this modern age of artificial intelligence, of technology, and everything else. We're taking it a step back and going back to something truly American: history, tradition, cowboy type stuff. So we're going to be talking a little bit about that tonight. But first and foremost, I want to talk a little bit about this right here. Let me see. Let's not wanting me. Well, I'll just go ahead and read it to you guys from obviously GOA. We've got all sorts of fun things that are happening over here. Obviously, I'm also having some, StreamYard's being kind of funny. But what I really want to talk about is what Gun Owners of America has brought to our attention. Yes, you saw me pull up Monadnock Firearms. For whatever reason, all these things are looking kind of weird. I don't know what's happening, but we're just going to roll with it, all right? So, if I head on over to gunowners.org, I'll actually drop the link in the chat for everybody to see, where you can also be taking action and telling Congress to end DOJ's rogue pistol brace crackdown. What's happening right now is the federal court vacated the Biden pistol brace ban. President Trump campaigned on ending it. Bondi's DOJ is still enforcing it anyway. That's right. Pam Bondi, still enforcing it. Appreciate that, Pam. Thank you so much. On March 16th, 2026, the Department of Justice dropped a bombshell in our ongoing lawsuit. Texas versus ATF, Texas et al., ETAL versus ATF. ATF continues to enforce the NFA, the National Firearms Act, and the Gun Control Act's regulation of short-barreled rifles against some brace-equipped pistols, even though the rule has been universally vacated. Translation: DOJ lawyers are defying a federal court and making a mockery of President Trump's campaign promises to gun owners. This matters because ATF has refused to issue classification letters telling owners which pistol braces are legal, unless it's in a criminal case. That means every single gun owner with a pistol brace is a potential target for felony charges. President Trump promised twice on the campaign trail to end pistol brace bans on day one. And now his own DOJ is proving these promises were never kept. The issue with this is a lot of people might not see actually an issue with this. Like, it's just an accessory. It's not the gun, right? Like, who cares? The moment they say, ban all AR pistols, now we have an issue. The problem is, if they can ban an accessory, they can also ultimately ban the firearm out of existence. Look at what they did with California. Pistol grips. Now you have that stupid little fin grip, bayonet lugs, certain muzzle devices, barrel lengths. All of this can lead ultimately to a ban and potentially even an outright confiscation, which is, of course, what we want to prevent. And it should be easily preventable because we have this thing called the Second Amendment. And in said Second Amendment, it states, shall not be infringed. It actually states, a well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. Wake up, everybody. You and I are the militia. I can say officially now because I'm no longer a service member in the United States Marine Corps. So, there you go. So with that, that's the link that I put in the chat, at least on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, that you guys can see. So I think that's where most of you guys are at anyway. You can also just head on over to gunowners.org. You can find it there. Also follow GOA, at Gun Owners on Twitter, where we've got all of that information and everything that we're keeping up there. You can find all of it. My cats are down here playing around, and I don't know where the dog is. She should be rounding them upstairs, but anyway. So taking action and essentially telling Congress to end the DOJ's pistol brace crackdown. Use your First Amendment to defend the Second Amendment. A lot of people might not find much faith in that, and I don't blame you. But quite frankly, I think doing something is better than nothing, because obviously the elections, the voting isn't really doing much, but here we are. All right, let's hop on over to it. By the way, I want to go ahead and big shout out to Joe. I believe this is also Joe, who's our newest 50 cal Patreon member. Thank you, Joe. I appreciate you being here, man. And appreciate you signing up to be a 50 cal tier member, where we are doing all sorts of fun stuff. And we've got our next briefing room with guest Brad Dunn of Reliant Fitness from Instagram. So we're really excited that's happening next month. So stay tuned. Obviously, we had Alec from my early days at Classic Firearms with us for the first briefing room. And we had Zach, Tactical Advisor. That was just 2 weeks ago. So a lot of fun stuff there, right? X marks the spot. Good to see you, man. Thank you so much for being a member. Also appreciate you guys. Fish and Gunner says, how's it going, everybody? Let's see. We got a super chat. Thank you so much, Lucky Dog Gaming. Appreciate you. What's going on? I don't know if you remember me. I was your very first super chat. Thank you, bro. I just picked up my first AR, a DDM4 V7 16-inch. Curious to hear your pistol brace take. Well, thankfully, you don't really have to worry about that with the 16-inch AR. Good, solid choice, by the way, with the V7s from Daniel Defense. Those are solid. But yes, pistol braces. Let's put it this way. I'm cool with them. I don't prefer them. I prefer stocks, actual stocks. They're more ergonomic. They're more comfortable. My favorite brace, if I'm going to run a brace, is the SBA 5. That's the one that came on. I wonder if I actually still have my brace sitting right here, because I talked about it in a recent podcast that I'm co-host of, called the Second Amendment Report. If you want to listen in on that, the Second Amendment Report on Apple Podcasts. The only problem is you have to spell out Second Amendment. It's not going to show up as the 2A report, all right? But, wait, you guys want to come say hi? Come here. No? Okay. Anyway, maybe the cats will make an appearance. So, I like pistol braces, but like I said, they're not what I prefer. I prefer an actual stock at the end of the day. And now that the National Firearms Act, the tax has been reduced from $200 to $0, now's a good time to go ahead and get in on that. Because here's the problem. Even though Gun Owners of America is actively fighting to dismantle the NFA, there's a possibility, and it's already been stated. I can't remember which anti-gun politician said this, but said if we could reduce the tax, we could also adjust and increase the tax and adjust it for inflation. In other words, that $200 tax that we no longer have to pay as of right now, thank you, could potentially jump to $4,709. Think about that. The $1,000 AR you just bought, AR pistol that you want to convert to an SBR, which is very easy to do, by the way, right now costs you $0, other than buying the gun and buying the stock you want to put on it and then going through the approval process. If this politician gets his way, then that $200 tax we used to have to pay is going to increase up to almost $5,000. So taking advantage of it now, not a bad idea. Getting very vocal and encouraging this DOJ, reaching out any way possible to prevent this from happening, or at least to urge these representatives to not go along with this anymore. Not a bad idea. And it doesn't take much time either. Just throwing that out there. All right. Oh, boy, howdy. So let's keep on moving over here. Let me get on over into the chat really quick. You're absolutely right. Truth hurts. They just won't stop. You are absolutely right. X marks the spot. I'll have to catch up with you guys after the stream has started. Having dinner with the wife. Nice. Family time is very important. Go enjoy that dinner. Time to lock and load. And I see what you did there, Jessica Simp. Brace yourself. Very good. Good evening, everyone. Even you, Clint. Thank you, Jake. Appreciate it. Thank you for being a member as well. Let's go. Finally going to catch one. Nick, good to see you again, man. Thank you for being here. Appreciate that. Anyone like Smith 9 carry comp for EDC? I don't have one of those, but maybe somebody in the chat does. Country Bear Assassin making it known that he's here. We can start now. Very good. According to Gun Jesus, the SBRs and SBS laws suck, and because they're as concealable as pistols, they're no different from a full rifle or shotgun. So all right. The SBRs and SBS's laws suck. Yes. Because they're as concealable as a pistol and they're no different. I see what you're saying. Okay. Yes. So they have these laws that exist because you're essentially taking, let's be scary, right? You're taking the firepower from these assault weapons and chopping them down to making them more concealable. That is the anti-gun rhetoric that we're typically hearing. Terms like assault weapon and stuff like that. What they're not looking at is actually technically the science in a lot of it. Shorter barrels typically mean less velocity. Velocity, we all know, is what makes the 5.56 cartridge so effective, mostly. And of course, we know the 5.56 223 cartridge is what is primarily used in the AR platform. It gets very frustrating, as you guys all know. And here's the biggest takeaway from all of this, because a lot of people will say these types of weapons of war, military style firearms don't belong in the streets. And I probably say this in every live stream because I don't think it's actually resonating with a lot of people, when weapons of war is what the Second Amendment is founded on. In a lot of ways, what we fought against the British with was actually superior. We actually had better weapons in many ways than the oppressing tyrannical force that was overwhelming in size against a bunch of farmers and lawyers and brewers and everybody else that shouldn't have stood a chance against the world superpower that was England at that point in time. So yeah, the Second Amendment covers anything and everything that goes bang under my book. So just throwing that out there. All right. Yeah, I think it's good timing as well. Yes. What's up, Brian Andrews? Good to see you. Rustic Arms in the house. Appreciate you being here, man. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. If you guys are looking for a fantastic AR, by the way, while we're talking about all this, right out of the box, solid rifle. Check out the homies over at Rustic Arms. Definitely a big fan of those guys. We've got Daniel Barnes. What's up, man? Love your videos. Greatly appreciate that. Thank you, Daniel. And we've got, would you ever consider doing a collaboration with Trench Grenade from Brian Andrews? I don't know. I don't know enough about Trench Grenade to say yes or no on that. So I don't know. Mr. DeBarum, the beard is looking sharp. Thank you. It's a little, I didn't groom before I came down here, so it's a little all over the place, but you know, whatever. Got out of the Marines in August, and I'm just kind of letting it all, you know, letting it all go. I mean, look at the hair, guys. Like, it's, you know what I'm saying? Kels likes it, and that's what's important. Okay? Okay. Let's see here. By the way, last live stream, somebody tried to call me out for not answering chats, and by the time I got to actually answering his chats, I think I already left the live stream. Y'all realize it takes me a minute to get to the comments, right? So if you chat early on and I'm doing kind of my opening monologue, expect there to be a delay before I get to your comment. And I can't get to every single comment, though, as much as I'd like to. That's why I do say, hey, the super chats I greatly appreciate because you're supporting the channel, but also they show up bright and shiny. I can see them and they make life really easy for me to be able to open them, right? So there you go. Like what Jake is saying, lips don't match sound. Is this AI? Sketch. No, it's not. There's probably a delay somewhere. StreamYard updated some stuff. I'm doing Instagram for the first time. Not a solo dedicated live stream for Instagram. So I don't know if adding that is, you know, causing any type of delay or what the bandwidth is looking like right now. If my wife is currently, like, you know, on her phone, on her computer, and also streaming something that could be not helping, honey. Love you, dear. Lucky Dog Gaming, thank you again, brother, for another super chat. As I've taken my journey into gun ownership, going through the home defense, CPL, now rifle, and become more educated, I'm convinced most politicians on both sides use 2A as a buzzword more than they actually care. I agree with that too, because you will also see a lot of people pretty much say, I support the Second Amendment. And then their voting record says they support gun flag laws, like Dan Crenshaw, who lost his election. So that's cool. But yeah, there you go. Tanner, good to see you, brother. Appreciate you, man, for being here. Thank you also for being a member. I'm not listening to anything they try to ban ever. I'm sick of this shit. Right there with you, dude. Right there. I think most of us are pretty much over all of this. Jessica Simp, I am the militia, according to Coleon Noir. Yes, you are absolutely right about that. Coleon, my homie, is absolutely right about that also. Beards turning gray suck is happening to me. You know, it just goes to show we're prestiging in life. It's just a level up. That's all there is to it, all right? Let's see here. Don't hold any gun parts, Clint. YouTube will shut us down. I guess good thing I couldn't find my brace, right? Fair enough. All right. Okay, cool. We got everybody saying, hey, what's up to Rustic Arms as well. Awesome. Glad you guys are in here. What is the 1919 picnic rail at the end of the gun called? Do I have the model number correct? Yeah, I think so. Then the Picatinny rail at the end of the gun called what? The forend? The quad rail? The pick rail? I am confusion, but I believe I've answered your question in multiple ways, I think. I'm with you, Vulcan. Yeah, with your question mark and your question, but thank you. Appreciate it. Let's see here. Rostic Arms. SBRs are taking forever for approval. Suppressors are only taking a few days for most. Anybody having a different experience? At the tail end of February, I want to say I submitted 13 tax stamps for a bunch of suppressors, one short-barreled shotgun, which you can't see behind me, and one short-barreled rifle. And I want to say it took about 2 to 3 weeks to get approval on everything. So that's where I'm at right now. And they usually do like, batch approvals. So, you submit a bunch of things at once. They should all come back relatively at about the same time. Let's see here. Brian Andrews, 88806. Fingerprints, giving the federal government permission to raid your house whenever they want, is not something I feel comfortable with yet. So I think that's a pretty inaccurate statement. The fingerprints, I get it. But also, like I said, I've done my time in the Marines. They have my blood. They have my fingerprints. They have my retina. They have everything on me already. Oh, well, I'm at least going to own what I want to own. As far as giving the federal government permission to raid your house whenever they want, that's not true. You don't sign your rights away, your Fourth Amendment or anything like that, just because you own a short-barreled rifle. They can ask to see it, but as far as a raid goes, they still need a warrant. They still need to come with probable cause. So take it, I'm just saying, hey, something could happen tomorrow. But I've been an owner of multiple NFA items because I submitted a short-barreled rifle, my first Mark 18, and a silencer in 2016, 10 years ago, and I've never once had an issue. Traveled with them. Obviously, that was in North Carolina. I now live in New England, and so I have all of that with me. So not a difficult, it's more paperwork than what should occur. Quite frankly, a contract between friends just as a bill of sale, because that's kind of what you do on anything. But yeah, there shouldn't be any type of paperwork on that, if you ask me. Yeah, but hey, I'm just a guy that wants to, abide by the Constitution. So yeah, I understand where you're coming from a certain point of friend, or point of view. I said point of friend because I was reading Juxta Simp's comment about Michiko, which, by the way, Michiko, for a blind guy, can shoot. It's pretty wild. Pretty wild. Check his stuff out. And you're right. I do not believe it's going to end anytime soon. Either way. Also, like, it's wild. So, that's what I'm saying is you got to get involved. Local and state politics are huge. Make sure for New Hampshire, March 10th was my election day. Went in there, voted. Thankfully, everything I voted for and everything I voted against is what passed. But I also live in a pretty conservative town, so kind of expected, but that's great. So should be no tax increases. School board that I voted for got in, so I'm happy about the way that turned out. And it really does start right in your backyard, so getting involved, making sure that stupid stuff doesn't pass, and then, trickle down to you. And obviously state elections are extremely important. Look at what happens. Look at what's happening in Minnesota. Sorry, Tanner. Look at what's happening in Virginia. Y'all got to get active. Y'all got to get involved with all this stuff. Let's see. Redskin Faithful. Hey, Clint, hope you're doing well. I am. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. Joe, dang, 60 days. I should just submit my other pistol now and not. Wait, somebody say 60 days? Let me see. I got back 5 Form 1 SBRs the other day. It took 60 days. I still have 3 I'm waiting on. My suppressor only took about 2 weeks after the $0 tax stamps. Yeah, that's pretty nuts. I do wonder if it's like, if your first time, if that takes longer versus, because I'm sure it's obviously a illegal registration, so I'm sure they already have like, oh, this guy submitted another one. Well, whatever, here we go. I don't know. So, missing this. I'm at GOA Freedom Fest. Ted, good to see you, man. I'm missing this. He's at Freedom Fest in Arizona. I wish I was. That's awesome. Lobbying to get you to come up to Alaska to speak to our college and high school shooting teams, along with going to the Alaska Outdoor Council banquet. GOA is buying a table. That's awesome. I've never been to Alaska. 100% would love to. So Yeah, I'd like that. Let's see here. Caught up on. Okay, so thank you, Joe, for the super chat. What's weird about this issue is that the law about pistol braces was still in effect, even though the rule was there. So did anything really change? So what changed was the ATF coming out and saying that they were not going to enforce any type of pistol brace ban. And now they're saying some. This is the problem. Some pistol braces. What does that mean? And they're not disclosing which pistol braces unless you're a defendant in a crime. This is vague as hell, so we don't know. So that's the part. There's no clear definition as to what is legal and what isn't. They just expect, this is like taxes, right? The IRS, they know how much you owe, right? Or they know how much they owe you. But it's your job to calculate it and get it all figured out. And if you do it wrong, you're going to jail and fined for even more. So, you know. By the way, I still am an advocate for just what if the entire country, what would happen if the entire country, every single citizen, all 300 plus million of us, just said, not this year, Uncle Sam. You know, I don't feel like paying a bunch of PDF files and tyrants so I can live in a civilized society. You know? All right, continuing on. Let's see here. Coming back, reading a couple of these. Going to GunCon, not too sure just yet. The rail you mount your brace on, that's Vulcan. So that's definitely not the Picatinny rail. Rostic answered, you mount your brace to the buffer tube. Where the stock goes, this will go in its place. It is a pistol brace, not a stock. But they use the buffer tube as its place where it goes. Thank you for being here. Quite frankly, thank you for asking the question. Because a lot of people just assume they won't ask these questions, and then they're going to continue on with their ignorance, and that's not good. So thank you for asking the question. I appreciate it. Ooh. Jennings45 had an AR-10 blow up on me recently. Ever experienced anything similar? So yes, but not an AR-10. I did have a 5.56 gun. Oh, what happened? Overpressurized in the chamber. Blew out the magazine completely. I got a bunch of crap back to the face. This is why you wear iPro. Thank God I did that day, because I probably would have had a really messed up. I got something underneath here. I'll never forget that. But yeah, it was my buddy's gun. He just built it. And there was something wrong with the upper receiver, and not a cheap one. It was one of the VL-Tor uppers, if I'm remembering that correctly. And on an ADM lower, I think. So it wasn't a cheap build. And that round, I mean, it blew up, and that magazine went out, blew out. I mean, the magazine like blew up, like it was wild, split down the spine. And yeah, so that happened, and that sucked. So yeah, I hope you're all right, Jennings. I hope that's not something that's, caused any type of issue. JC, good to see you also. Magda Mafia in the house, everybody here. God bless America. Absolutely. Lucky Dog, thank you again, man. You keep sending these super chats, man. I got to send you a hat or something. I appreciate you, dude. 100% agree. Fear of sounding stupid when you're new to guns is real. Look, guys, we've all been there, all right? I was new to guns at one point in time. I got the little $30 ACOG off of Amazon that also had the front, the fiber optic front side and the rear side, thinking, oh, that makes sense. You know what I mean? I could get an ACOG for, $30. And I've since grown up, obviously. And even the reticle was slightly tilted. And I thought it was like, did I mount this weird on the gun? No. Don't buy your optics from Amazon. I mean, some optics you can buy from Amazon. I mean, I've gotten, different Leopolds. I know I've bought some very expensive optics from Amazon, actually. Just make sure they're coming from a reputable place. That's all. But yes, ask the questions. Appreciate you, Lucky Dog Gaming. Again, thank you so much. And don't be afraid of it. All right? Don't be afraid to get out into the community and start, going to the range, making friends, learning more. Experience is a great teacher. All right, so let's see here. Just got two of the RBHK SP5 and SP5K FRTs. They are drop into the original HK trigger housing with no modification or slip bars. They run absolutely amazing. You don't say. That sounds pretty dope. I'm going to have to check that out. It isn't just guns. The whole effing industry that is running this country. Yeah. That means if we give an inch, they will take a mile when it comes to the pistol brace. Yes, you are absolutely correct about that. And I'm glad you picked up what I'm putting down there also. Oh, let's see here. Gerald Bonacita, what's up? I don't know why I said it like that. I'm sorry. Some like printed braces. I see people printing 3D braces that are supposed to be approved. Maybe they're talking about them and purposely being vague to scare everyone. Possibly. Maybe. But just be clear about it. There you go. So let's talk about this really quick too. Garen, rare greed can kick rocks. Talking about forced reset triggers. Before we get into the bad, let's get into the good. And the ugly. There is also an ugly. So the good. Rare breed essentially made the very first forced reset trigger and brought that technology to the market. Very cool. A lot of fun. Awesome. Not full auto. They then went through a lot of legal issues, and the ATF kind of like pretty much damn near put them out of business and ruined them. Everybody rallied behind rare breed for obvious reasons, especially since the ATF already approved the forced reset trigger. And then they, as they often do, as they just did again with the pistol braces, go back on their word and say, actually, you know what? That's not legal. Like we originally told you, that's illegal now. This rule is going to classify that as a machine gun. And keep in mind, they are not a lawmaking entity. That is Congress. So kick rocks, ATF. But here we are. The bad. In their lawsuit, they started to send cease and desists to everyone that started making forced reset triggers. Everyone. The ugly, they go to Gun Owners of America's very own event, Goals, and start handing out cease and desist on the show floor. Like, yo, this is not the place nor the time. Way to look like a bunch of assholes. Like, insert the scene from episode 3. You were the chosen one. You were supposed to destroy the Sith, not join them. My God, like, what did y'all do? Like, so yeah, I'm not sorry, rare breed. Not sorry. You don't act that way. And nope. So there you go. Let's see here. Nick saying, don't skip my comment. Now I got to go back and find it. I got to just comment it again. Or did I read it earlier? Because I saw that you commented it. Oh, your form is 45 days. Is that what you're saying? Yeah. That's a long time. That's a long time. Let's see here. Come on through. I hear you. The vagueness is what made me just start filing the Form 1s. Yeah, and like I said, it's, you know, if you don't do a lot of traveling, it's not that big of a deal. I travel quite a bit, so having to fill out the form for your short-barreled rifles, shotguns, if you're going across state lines, stuff like that, that's always kind of a pain. But also there's, smart ways of going about that too. So, easy enough to do. All right. Speaking of which, I am looking to SBR my mare's leg. All right. For those of you that don't know what a mare's leg is, Henry makes their Henry mare's leg. I've got it in 357. That video is going to be dropping here soon. It is, if you ever watch Steve McQueen, Wanted Dead or Alive, or Zombieland, forgot that, yeah, you could see it in Zombieland. Don't shoot me with my own gun. I think that's at least reminiscent of a mare's leg, if I'm thinking about it. I can't remember if it was the shotgun or the rifle, but anyway. So I'm thinking about SBRing that, because that would just be really cool. So yeah, that would be kind of fun. But yeah, Henry, check out Henry. You guys know Henry Repeating Arms makes awesome lever actions. They're doing all sorts of cool stuff. Their new Protector and Provider series. I really want, if you guys haven't seen it, it's the Cruiser. That is a good looking lever action. The new burnt bronze lever guns that they have, you're going to be seeing one of those on the channel soon. Like I cannot resist. So yeah, there you go. All right. Let me come back over here really quick. So Joe's also want to know to whom that was talking about head spacing. Did you check the head spacing? I still want to know what really happened there. Everybody say hey to wifey, Artemis, giving the applause over here. Say what's up, what's up, what's up. She is here, so that's good. Let's see, just here for the mag dump. What's up, man? Rostic is saying Amazon ACOG is crazy. I know. Like I said, we all started somewhere, and I wanted to try it, like I still kind of wish I held on to it, because I would totally do a comparison. Will your Amazon ACOG, how does it compare, right? Like Amazon ACOG versus real ACOG, which one's going to break first? Yeah, but I don't have Classic Firearms footing the bill on that anymore. So anybody, I wouldn't do that. I would need another ACOG, a real one. But yeah, so. But DLD, good to see you, bro. Thanks for being here, man. And Peter, thank you for being a monthly member. Thank you for being on Patreon. I sound stupid all the time. I type even worse. That's all good, man. Let's see here. Gerald, good to see you again. Anyone opinions on if they're talking about people printing bases? Oh, so, okay. We got to that already a little bit. So, yeah. Let's see here. If you ever get anything from Rosick, you'll have no worries. Yeah. I can agree with that. What's the consensus on O-Sight SE? I bought from Amazon. Solid little enclosed optics for slimline pistols. Interesting. That's awesome. Joe, definitely tech Rostic. So Daryl, for those of you that don't know, the story behind Rostic Arms, Daryl was a viewer on the live stream back when I was with Classic, and he asked for a little bit of advice about getting into this industry. And he wanted to build a product, to build an AR-15. And my advice was simple: build something, don't get into it for the money, and build something that you truly could rely on to not only defend yourself, but your loved ones. And remember that this is something that somebody else is going to rely on. This is something that you are essentially arming somebody to be able to defend them and their loved ones. So build something to that quality. And man, I've got one of his rifles sitting right over there. The 100K thank you on the channel, which, by the way, everybody, I finally heard from Hank. Heard from Hank. Congratulations, Hank W, on the 100K. Thank you. Got some really fun things coming up next month, by the way, so stay tuned for that. All right. But yeah, definitely check them out. Goat Pistol braces are far too widespread at this point. So many NPCs will never even know that they banned them again. And that's the other thing. That's one of the topics we had on the Second Amendment report last week was how many people get into this and not realize that what they're doing is breaking the law. You know how many people I've seen go into a gun store, they buy their first AR pistol. They're like, oh, I like how compact it is. They immediately want to throw on a vertical grip and a stock and be like, yeah, that's going to be a lot more comfortable than this flimsy little brace. And you're like, sorry, pal, that's a felony. And you're like, what? And then having to explain it to them, they get this look of like, welcome to the club. You know, welcome to not understanding why tyrannical laws like this exist. Well, we all understand why they exist, but how they seem to survive is beyond me. So, yes, you know, they are extremely widespread. I think Full Auto Fairbanks, I think they are using it as an add-on charge to help the negotiating plea deals, perhaps, but still, it just shouldn't exist. You know what I mean? So it's the ATF, LOL. They aren't ever going to be clear. That's the deep state for you. That's just a state. There's nothing clear when it comes to law and whatever else, you know. The only thing that was clear was in the Bible, you know, thou shalt not kill. Got it. That's pretty clear, you know. Oh, man. Okay. DLD, thanks again for being here, bro. Appreciate you. So the ATF intentionally left it very vague and unclear so they can choose to go after people by individual situations as they choose. That is exactly it. Exactly it. Very well said. There you go. Lucky Dog, do you carry primary arms optics? I think I need Prism because of my astigmatism. Well, Rostic, I mean, he might get one on occasion, but keep in mind, he's a manufacturer of rifles, things like that. He does have a shop and all that too, so I'll let him answer. Let's see here. Bearded Reagan Cajun. What's up, man? What the heck? Rare greed. That behavior is not pro 2A. On the floor? Yep, that happened. Geez, I've mentioned it before, but hopefully Florida will allow me to get an FRT one day. I don't know what is up with Florida. Like, they make it very difficult to do things except distribute alcohol. I don't know. It's very weird. So, there you go. Let's see here. Mayor's legs are super based and mandatory for every collection, although he had the Rossi Ranch hand, LOL. Still cool. Yes, definitely still cool. Form 1 is easy. Peter is saying my last one took 5 days. All right, here. And Artemis clearly loves a man who looks like he lives in the woods. I mean, we are in the mountains, you know. I can't say in the mountains. We're in the Granite State. So, yeah, we're up here. She likes it. I mean, she did tell me that it's getting a little scruffy, you know, but we're going to keep it going. Alrighty here. Chief, I've been in 65 boating accidents. That's funny. So, speaking of Henry, they are supporting this next project that we are very excited about. So, yeah, guys, we are going to be... So you guys all saw Operation Blackout. If you haven't, it's pinned to my YouTube channel. Find it there. It's pinned on my Instagram and everywhere else. And Operation Blackout was our very first short film on the channel. And really quick, R. Yunker, good to see you, man. Appreciate you being here. If that is who I think it is, you guys saw him on the channel when we did a little bit of first aid stuff. So go check that out if you haven't seen it. But we're really excited about this. Obviously, we're looking for support every way possible because this stuff ain't cheap. Coming out with short films, documentaries, especially about the modern cowboy. The tradition of true American cowboy stuff taking place in Montana. It's like, imagine Yellowstone, but in real life, minus all the crime and murder, as far as we know. So it's going to be an extremely good time. We're very excited about it because it's something I want to shine a light on, because we hear about where we're getting our beef now. It's not a lot of it actually is coming from the United States, and a lot of it's coming from South America, things like that. And, it's like, man, we want to keep America American, right? And so this is a lot of what we're going to be talking about. And like I said, Kels and I are extremely excited about it, and we're looking forward to releasing this later this year. And we're hoping you guys join us along the way, and of course our Patreon. We've got the WhatsApp chats live. We're talking just about every day, throwing up all sorts of gun stuff in there, talking about upcoming videos, upcoming content, different meetups that might take place here soon, and all that type of stuff. And it's mainly just a hangout place for all members, those of you that are in the 7.62 and 50 cal tiers. And the Patreon obviously gets you guys, a lot of direct connection with your boy, and then also our community here, which we're really excited about that. So imagine this chat, but happening pretty much all the time in the WhatsApp chat. So sign up, become a Patreon member. That's what we got going on there. Kels also says, thanks for the super chat, guys. Appreciate y'all. Let me make sure. I think I saw another one come through. Yeah, you're welcome, Artemis. You guys are good people. Thank you, dude. Appreciate that. Really means a lot for you supporting the way you are and all that stuff. So, but yeah, so we're really excited about it. Appreciate it, JC. And, and so there we have it, and really excited about it. And then something else upcoming. I talked about this perhaps in the last live stream. What's up, bud? But we are trying to go. I've often talked about community involvement. I've often talked about everything we need to do to come together, get more people into this way of life, get more people excited about the Second Amendment. And it starts with community. It starts with this getting involved, getting to know your neighbor, things like that. And so we're actually looking to open up our property and start giving back to the community a little bit with some help. We are looking to do a lot of eggs, a lot of organic, vegetables, all that type of stuff that's grown right here on the property. And so if you're local to New Hampshire and you want to check that out, this is something we're looking to start this year. And we're really excited about it. Marsair Farm and Homestead, LLC, coming at you. Marsair Farm and Homestead. That is with my, I've got some Irish in me, and it's Gaelic for live free, which makes sense because, live free or die state. It's right over my head. You know what I'm saying? So there you go. All right, really excited about it. And the other thing too with the Patreon also is our bi-weekly or bi-monthly, at least once a month, briefing room. That is our live Zoom calls. It's not like a live chat like this. It's an actual Zoom call. We're on the call. We've got a special guest that comes in, a different guest each time. We had Chaser McNuggets recently. If you guys don't know who that is, check him out on Instagram. So we've had Alec, we've had Zach from Tactical Advisor, we had Chaser McNuggets, who's absolutely hilarious. He's giving you that comedic take on a lot of the bad news and current events in the world. So that's always a lot of fun there. Mary Mac is definitely not far whatsoever. So good to see you. Yeah, dude, definitely come say hey. All right. The new Scar 17S, is it worth getting? It's going to be really difficult when we've got DS Arms out there with the FAL, the SA-58. I still think it is it's the right arm of the free world. That's the nickname given to the FAL, the Fusil Automatique Léger. And I got to be honest with you. The new Scar seems pretty cool, but it doesn't have the vibes that an FAL does. All right. I mean, look, let's Look at this Rhodesian beauty right here. Look at it. Look at that Rhody FAL that you see right there, you know? And there's another one over there, and there's another one in a range bag over there. Like, if you don't have at least 3 FALs, you're doing it wrong. So, you know, but in all seriousness, the new Scar 17S, I haven't shot it, but I did get to play with it some at SHOT Show with Zach, by the way. We just happened to be at the FN booth at the same time. And, you know, I thought it was kind of cool. I was like, it's everything that they should have done the first time around, in my mind. But Rostic has a different take. Tanner, the new Scar 17 is not worth the money at all. Trust me, bro. Bro, 0 out of 5 stars, I think is what he meant to say. Yes, he did mean to say stars. So I think what Rostic is saying is, don't get a Scar, get a Rostic. This shameless plug is what I think is happening right there. All right. FAL greater than Scar. Thank you, Garen. Garen knows what's up. Garen knows ball. How much you have into your FAL? So it depends on which one. I do like the M-Lock rail. So on my 14.5-inch model, not this one that you see here, but the other one that's actually above the M1A and right behind the 226 that's hanging on the wall there. That one is the improved battle rifle, and it's got the Huxworks Flow 762 on there. And I noticed the 14.5-inch 308 really heats that can up quick, very quick. So that's one thing I'm like, maybe I want to put on a different silencer over there and give it a shot on something else. 18-inch, you know, works good, but that 14.5 308 through the Huxworks Flow 762, yeah, gets a little spicy, if you know what I'm saying. Mark, cheers. You need to do a collab with Eli next. He's awesome. We've had breakfast together when we did our shoot with Brandon Herrera. And Brandon, by the way, congratulations. That's great news. But yeah, with Eli, that guy's a character, man. He cracks me up, dude. Thanks again for the super chat. Dark Fate, what would you recommend to people in Virginia besides the obvious buy as many mags as you can before July 1st? Buy lowers, buy stripped lowers. You know, you can always get more accessories and parts down the road. Magazines, obviously. I would, obviously buying new guns is always fun. And, you know, you feel like now's the time you want to spend money. I would say, depending on your budget, buy something that you think you've been kind of holding out on. You're like, okay, do I really want to get this? Do I not really want to get this? If it's something that you're not going to be able to legally purchase, you know, after July 1, then probably go ahead and buy it. But then, you know, don't go too extravagant. But then I personally would stock up on a bunch of stripped lower receivers. A bunch of stripped lower receivers and a bunch of magazines. Because you can then turn it into whatever you want. And there you have it, you know? So at any point in time, that would be what I would do. So I feel for you guys in Virginia, but good news is GOA is already gearing up. Like this, we're going to fight it. And I'm very confident that we're going to be able to help. So. Oh, wrong Eli. 1776 Duck. Yeah, I haven't talked to him in a long time. I hope he's doing well. Let's see here. Do you think it's worth going to mid-length gas from a carbine setup or Suck It Up Buttercup DDM4A1 right before they offered the new model? So Matt, I really like a mid-length gas system, especially on a 14.5. That's what my M4A1 R3, also off camera as I now look. that's what it has. I really, really like the mid-length gas system. Carbine length systems, they run, right? They run. They are very reliable, but obviously they're more gassy. Hey, bud, you gonna come say hi to everybody? Here. He's just crawling up into my lap. This is Olorin for all my Lord of the Ring nerds out there. But anyway, appreciate you, bud. Thanks for coming to say hi. And don't step on the dang computer. Are you kidding me? It's about to end the entire live stream. Anyway, don't chew on the screen, bro. Are you serious? Why did I have them down here with me? So, where was I? I like the mid-length gas systems quite a bit. I feel like they are perfect for the amount of gas that you need into the system for it to run reliably, and also you're not just beating the crap out of your internals. So that's how I feel about that. All right, cool. This cat, I swear, if he chews on this screen, I will be not happy with him. All right, just not happy. That's all there is to it. Let's see here. Jake, Brandon will be great in Congress, but I will miss his videos as he will be too busy. He's not going to F around. He is definitely not going to F around. And if I know Brandon, he's got probably a pretty decent backlog of content that he's probably putting out there. So we should, and what also I think would be really cool is the fact that we'll be probably getting like updates from him on his channel, which I think would be really cool. So there you go. Let's see here. Nick, dude, I'm so sorry, bro. I am so sorry. It's coming down to shipping. I've got to order the right box to ship it in. I'm so sorry. Please forgive me. Let's see here. I can't see the screen, Cat. Can you? Lone Ranger, good to see you, bro. Good to see you as well. Thank you for being here. Yes, meow, for the cat. Boxers are better than cats. I will fight you. Look, I'm definitely more of a dog person at the end of the day. But I will say, I really enjoy, Kelsey may have turned me a little bit into a cat person, but what I can tell you right now is I'm an animal lover. At the end of the day, I've got, the 2 horses, well, a horse and a pony, the chickens, the ducks. Right now I've got a pretty messed up chicken because the hens wanted to really pick on her. So she's in the infirmary right now. She's going to make it. So we're happy about that. She's doing a lot better. So, I care about my stupid little, chickens because they are pretty dumb animals, but my rooster, he's my boy. That's Chanticleer, Kylo and Olo, because we're nerds, funny cats. And then Rayla, our German Shepherd, she is all German Shepherd. She is high energy. She needs a job. And then last year, we had to say goodbye to my dog of, almost 13 years. 13 years, actually. Yeah, almost 14 years. Hugger. She was a Chow Lab mix. And man, I loved that dog, dude. She was so good. And she was with me most of my, adult life, right? So they say, or whatever. So there you go. Let's see here. Do I have, from Gamma Studios, do I have any thoughts on the issues with companies and the like going after 3D printed gun parts? So, no, I don't have any, wait, hold on, time out. Hard stop. I don't have issues with 3D printers. 3D printers, I believe, are protected under the First Amendment. And if you want to produce something of your own, you want to make something, I feel like that actually inspires innovation, and go for it. When it comes to producing gun parts, I believe that's covered under both the First and Second Amendment. There's nothing saying you can't make your own gun parts out there. You can build your very own firearm from the ground up with a like 80% lower receiver. There's nothing illegal about that. These so-called ghost guns, that's just a home-built gun, dude. There's nothing scary. There's nothing illegal about that whatsoever. So as far as my thoughts go with companies and the like going after 3D printed gun parts, I don't agree with anybody going after 3D printed gun parts, if that makes sense. So there you go. Let's see here. Oh, hello. Can GOA do anything for Rhode Island? 2 years ago, we got hit with 10-round mag limit, no grandfather clause. July 1, we have the strictest assault weapons ban. Dude, Rhode Island is another one that is very much so on our... Sorry, me and Rostick about the fight in the comments here. I'll get to that in a minute. Daryl, I'm watching you. But as far as what's happening, Rhode Island is definitely on our map. I can ask for an update. As you can imagine, we have meetings constantly about what's currently taking place in all 50 states, and GOA does have a presence in all 50 states. So, you know, oh man, I never realized. I mean, I knew it was a fight, but I did not realize the amount of money that goes into fighting these fights, time, effort, and then trying to do something that's actually pro 2A. Because the mission for Gun Owners of America is to not only protect and defend the Second Amendment, but also restore the Second Amendment. And just when you think we have allies that are helping us restore the Second Amendment, like what was happening in West Virginia with Senate Bill 1071, where the state could actually sell machine guns, post-86 machine guns. The Hughes Amendment lays it out, saying that the state can sell machine guns to the citizens. Imagine, new machine guns from the National Guard, let's say this unit is being disbanded, or, maybe it's older, but still new machine guns that they're phasing out, 249s, whatever. And they could now sell them to the people. Think law enforcement agencies. There were actually who was it that was telling this? Patreon members. It was I think Tactical Advisor saying that, agency he saw had full auto M14s, that they got rid of. And a lot of agencies, a lot of times will actually destroy weapons that they're no longer keeping in their armory. Instead of destroying that, let it be a profit for the state, and you, a citizen, can purchase that. So, just saying. And Matt says cats are cool as well. I'm with you. I'm just saying, dude. They chill, they hang out, they chew on things they shouldn't. They kind of stink, with not them individuals, but like their litter boxes, kind of gross. But whatever. So Rostic, all right, scars are better than FAL. He's so funny, dude. This guy's got jokes, man. This guy seriously's got jokes. High points are better than FALs. I'm trolling with the second one. The first one's correct, though. All right, dude. All right, dude. Guys, High Point also makes an AR. All right. I'm just going to throw that out there. Rostic. All right. Just going to throw that out there. And yes, dude, talking about our animals. So not only did I lose Hugger, who was my dog, for a long time, Kels, and the cat that actually made me more of a cat person, lost Loki last year also. So we took a double whammy last year when it comes to losing pets, which really sucked. Loki was one of the coolest cats, pun intended, I ever knew. And I grew up with cats also, outdoor cats and a bunch of dogs and stuff like that. But he is what kind of turned me into a cat person. And then when Kels was like, hey, I want to get another, kitten, before he passes, kind of thing. And, maybe they can, teach each other things or something. I don't know. And that's when we got Kylo. And I'm glad we did that, glad we did it. Long-haired black cat. He's kind of stupid, but man, he's a good kid. He's like sweet. So it makes up for it. And then Olo, the gray one that you guys just saw, very smart, but also he's a baby still and mischievous. So, that's always fun. But Loki he was cool, man. I'll have to have like pictures up next time when we talk about this stuff. But Moistly Muffins, love your stuff, Clint. The meme Vance always cracks me up, dude. Let's see. What are we at about? We're just over an hour. I'm going to go ahead and start wrapping it up some. I want to go have movie night with the wife. We watched Eye in the Sky last night. Really good. I really like that movie about drone warfare, the morality behind it. Alan Rickman is in it. Awesome. The actor that played, he was in Game of Thrones. He played Mormont, Daenerys's like right-hand man, you know. He's in it. Aaron Paul, we all know, Science Bitch from Breaking Bad. He's in it. And so cool, great cast. And good story. I really liked it quite a bit. Like I said, morality behind drone warfare, gets into the nuances of, collateral damage, all that type of stuff. So pretty wild. And tonight, I forgot what movie we're watching, but it's about like, post-nuclear apocalypse kind of stuff. So it'll be a good time. All right. Oh man, let's get on over here. Let me get to a couple more. We'll wrap it up, We'll wrap it up here. So, Country Bear saying he just filled out his first Form 1. Congratulations. Any tips before I send it out? Make sure it's right. Send it out sooner rather than later. That's pretty much all I got now. But nice. Nick, damn it, boy, what I need to help. Feel free to throw some extras for the weight. Yes. I've had the spot for that flag ready for my 300 blackout hanging on the wall. Take a while. I am the worst, dude. I am so sorry, man. I'm really slow at that. And then just sitting on it and forgetting. Okay. All right. We're getting there. We're getting there. Peter, that was a betrayal. Oh man, I know we're talking about the SCAR, FAL, that type of stuff, man. I watch the Four Boxes Diner every day. The legal back and forth is exhausting. It really freaking is, man. It really is. So, oh man, good times here. By the way, guys, if you are curious about what's behind me here, the wall setup and all that stuff, it's all hold-up displays. If you guys are looking to pick up your own, check them out. American-made, high-quality stuff. I am definitely I've had the opportunity to try different tactical walls and all that type of stuff, and legitimately, Hold Up has been my absolute favorite. So check those guys out. And thank you, Kels. I appreciate it. So there you go. But yes, Four Boxes Diner. He's awesome. He does a really good job with all this. My buddy William Kirk over at Washington Gun Law. He's also really good with all this. And if you're looking for some Canadian talking points, my buddy Ian Runkle of the Bailey. Awesome dude. Freaking love that guy. He's got great information as well. So if you're looking for different attorneys, lawyers to follow, armed attorneys, they're amazing. Emily and Richard, love them also. Just sweet people. Like they're just such kind individuals. So it's really, really cool. And, yeah, Jake says, you still need a hold up hitch mount for your tractor. I kind of dig that though. I'm going to call Hold Up tomorrow. Tomorrow's Saturday. I'm going to call Hold Up on Monday. I got a lot happening on Monday. I'm going to call Hold Up on Tuesday. And I'm going to let them know I need a hitch mount for my tractor that's got a Hold Up display built on it. So I can just use that as a backdrop and also carry all my gear when I just want to drive it down to the range. You know what I mean? Now I could have it for my 4Runner too, but I'm not going to drive with that to my, my pit that I like to shoot in, because that's about 15, 20 minutes away. That would be kind of funny though, right? Speaking of which, big shout out and thanks to my friends over at Monadnock Firearms too, who've been helping out, supporting the channel since day number one. So, good people there too. Check them out, guys. And by the way, I don't know if you guys have heard of Coreware or not. I'm tight with those guys. They're my friends. They're supporting the channel now too. If you guys have your own business, you're doing like online integrations, software solutions, things like that, check out Coreware. I'll be having them on too to talk a little bit about what they've got going on. I'm pretty excited about that because I am going to be using their products here shortly because, well, I've got my own business I'm running and everything. So it'll be nice. It's good to have friends in the industry that got quality products and stuff like that. All right. So we're going to leave it off there, guys. Thank you all for tuning in. Greatly appreciate it. Did I get to all the super chats? Which, by the way, yes, from Kels and I, thank you for all the super chats. Thank you to all the monthly members. Thank you to all the Patreon patrons out there that are helping us with our mission, which is giving back to the community, which is providing you guys as much free content as possible as well. And then, of course, the exclusive content coming at you all on Patreon as well. All right. So thank you all so much. God bless you guys. We're going to wrap it up. And yes, I did get to all the super chats. And we might have a Zoom call with them. Oh, with Coreware guys. Yes, absolutely. Dope. Kels, what was the name of that movie they're going to go see? You're going to go see it one more time? No? I don't know. God bless America. And the Meow Mouse. God bless everyone. Peace out, guys. Appreciate you guys. Y'all have a good night.